You have to wait till you see this baby in operation. This is my fans running on the stove again, blowing hot air around here. This is my circle cutter. Pull her away from there. This is 18 inches from the blade when it's in this position. So obviously it's going to give me a 36-inch circle. It's not 18 now, but I'll tell you about that later why. It's 18 high. Back again. I had it on self-timer. And self-timer, you get self-timer and you get time to run over here, see? Gets you 10 seconds. But I didn't know, it only plays for 30, shuts off again. But there's another position on the self-timer switch where you put down self-timer and you got 10 seconds to get over here and stay on forever. So I think now it's stay on forever. How long is it forever? Anyway, see Mary yesterday? Can't get the screw out. Oh gee, it's in reverse. She says, yeah, I think all them producers there, they screw around with her. I mean, they do that deliberately. She can't be that stupid. Anyway, did you hear me when I told you that this is going to be out? It's not now. It's a little more than 18 inches out, which would give me a 36-inch diameter sickle. It's out 18 and 5/8 now, so it's giving me better than 19-inch radius. Sure it is. So 18 and 5/8 is pretty goddamn close to giving me an 18 and 5/8 inch radius, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, my circle is bigger than 36 inches. I guess I didn't want to know, I wasn't sure how small or big to cut it yet, playing with the edge net on it. So I cut it an inch bigger in diameter than what I needed to be cut. So anyway, what happens, I just swing this away from here, drop my piece of wood on over here in the center, upside down so I don't mark the face, drop down over this pin here and just give the screw a couple of turns. The screw is stripped in here now, Give it a couple of turns and it'll pull it down. Take it like that, turn the bandsaw in, push her in, and stand here and rotate the piece of wood like so, and I got myself a perfect sickle. You don't believe me? I'll show you later on when I get somebody to man that camera. I'm going to come over and pick it up now. I'm going to show you something over here. Hang loose. Hi again. These are 18 by 18. I had to get down here. I don't know if I'm in or not. See? These are 18, sure. 38 by 38. 38 by 39. 38 and a half by 39 and a quarter. Whatever it worked out to, of course, you know when you plane all your edges. It's 10 boards across here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know how to count, right? Anyway, what I done with the big 4-foot clamps, the glue dried too fast to put 10 boards in here and glue it up, which worked out good. So I said, well, I can't do 10, I'll do half and half. So what I done, I joined up 5 in a set of clamps and 5 in a set of clamps and done it for all 20 tops, So then my intentions were to put a real coarse paper on the sander and run these through the sander. So I had them in 19s. I had 40 halves, right? In 19 inches. So I put them all through the planer. And they're clear both sides now. Both sides are smooth. Planer smooth. Both sides are clear at 19 inches wide. So I says, okay. So then I took them and I joined them up, made my last join, and now this seam down here now is barely feelable. You know, it matched up pretty good, right? So now all I'm going to have to do is put it through the sander on one pass. I'll probably do it. One pass through the sander, and bang, it'll take care of this ridge, because all these are nice. You see? So and then that'll level the whole sander, level the whole thing off too. but I'm not going to sand them until I cut them into circles. I'll circle them first, and then I'll sand them, because that sander don't make a snipe, you know, the little snip at the end or nothing like that. So she'll take the circle just as well as she'll take a rectangle or whatever, right? Or I hope it will anyway. It'd be a bitch after I get them all cut into circles, and she won't. Maybe what I should do is, I got one cut already, maybe I should run that one through. Up on the edge here, you can't see it, but when I had them all laid out, you know, flipping the grains back and forth on them all, I numbered the edge of the marking pen. This one here, for instance, well, I got 21, not 20. This one here, for instance, is 21 and 21. This is where the seam was, see? I got 21 and 21 written right here. So when these were in piles, there had 42 of them, right? When they were in piles, I just found the other 21. So they go together, so I know I'm getting reverse grain on these two, instead of trying to find one that's got another grain or flipping the back side, because the back face is not as good as the front face in some of it, see? I selected that when I was sorting them out too. Yeah. Here's what's left of, I got half a gallon left. And that's what's left of my first 5-gallon container. I just licked her out this afternoon. This is, well, January the 12th. You can see there on the screen. I got, her class got a bunch of legs. 10 or 120 legs left to turn. And that'll be about it. Hang on, someone's coming. Okay, I'm down on the floor here and looking up. Now you can see those T-pieces up there, eh? I'm going to break those edges off, of course. Maybe with the raised panel cutter or something. I don't have the base on yet either. You can see that too, right? What I just took that and set it up there like that now, because what I'm trying to figure out is at an inch, that's an inch thick, a full inch. That's right off the bandsaw. Now there's no edges put on that or nothing, eh? Is that thick enough? Like that? Or do I have to double up just the edge, like run a strip along the outer edge? And if I do that, it's going to be a lot of work, especially with the curve. It's okay for one table, but not when you're making 18 of them. So that's my decision that I gotta decide on now what I want to do. Leave it an inch thick, leave it the way it is. I mean, like, you had to almost get on the floor to see those T's up underneath, eh? But I don't want it to look small and dingy like either. But of course, an inch of material is not nothing scrawny, eh? And I'll round the edge, just barely round it, round the top and round the bottom. Because if I round it too much, it'll take on a thinner look, eh? Like I wouldn't want to round it too much. Okay, that's all for now.
That means that's about
Just down your last name, Nicholas?
Yes, me here.
I didn't get over fast enough, did I? Had 10 seconds, but I had to crawl under, you see. Anyway, good morning. It's good afternoon, actually. This is the beginning of the day for me. It's 1:15. Late start today. I had diarrhea last night. Must have been something I ate yesterday. I was over the river shooting to a match yesterday. Anyhow, here we are. Remember I told you we'll see one getting done? And boy, am I excited. I came up with a little idea, and I'll show you a little later down in the tape. Remember we were talking about, is an inch thick enough or should it be 2? Well, it's going to be 2, and boy, is it going to be easy to do it too. Maybe you'll figure it out as I go along. But I accidentally discovered it this morning. Maybe it wasn't accidentally, maybe it was pure talent. Anyway, remember that little thing that's in there? You got to start away so you can get her against the blade, right? Now I'm going to cut her off first. Now I'm cutting it too big, deliberately too big. Cutting them 38, and I'm going to cut them down to 36. You'll see why a little later. Turn the vacuum on first. Now we turn on the old bandsaw and we'll cut us out a sickle here on here. There we go. Perfect circle. Except for one little flat right here where I made diameter of the circle bigger than what the piece of wood was, okay? Not to worry about that at this stage of the game. Now, listen to this, and you'll see it done later on. This is 38 inches. I only want 36. I'm going to take my screw out of the center up through here and move it in to 18, which gives me a 36-inch circle. Now I'm going to cut a real thin piece off of here all the way around. I take that sucker, put it up on the top, glue it, and shoot it in all the way around. Right here she overlaps. Take the back saw, cut her off, put a little bit of more glue on her and put her in place and perfect. Now I got my 2-inch outer diameter by about, the one I done over there was 3/4 of an inch deep. I might drop a little bit below 36. I got to experiment a little bit with it first. And then I'll see you. I'll show you. I'm going to go underneath now and put that screw down. I don't know if you can see me down here or not. Hello. I'll lift her up again. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do, while I got it here, I'm putting that screw into the 36 right now position, into my 18. And I'll bring that baby over and see if I can find that same hole, which I got to. That's not an easy. Task. Because the pine is so soft, the weight of it darn near drops her in anyhow, eh? My God. I'll never be a fighter pilot if my perspective was off that far. It's like another little string, 2 strings, you're trying to line them up and get them together. Oh yeah, especially when you slap her all over the god darn place like that. gotta be a better fucking way to do that. I danced around that hole 17 times. Let me think, boy. That's my screw that's stripped in that hole, as we know, right? We'll put our circle right there. Ooh. That's that pound I lost. There's got to be another way. Let's put a finishing nail in that hole. Now the nail dropped down through. Damn near a bit and didn't reach it all the way down through though. I think this is how Mary records her stuff, eh? Live. It didn't reach, huh? By now I could have walked across the room, gotten a pair of needle nose pliers, and pulled the son of a bitch down. Will I? Yeah, I got to. Zeke, be good. Next time I'll get a longer finishing nail, that's all. There we go. Oh, we're cut. We're away from the blade. With the vacuum, I changed the switches that I had on the vacuum here. Reed contacts now, so. When I pull the blast gate out, it lines up the magnets and that turns the vacuum on outside there. This is I got a 1 horsepower motor put on there now, as I told you. And this is a magnetic start stop switch for it. Alright, let's see. This is why I always make extras. I can screw some up. Let's see what we're going to have. Yeah, about an inch or 3/4 of an inch coming off of there now. This to break, we want that. Exactly where she started to. Perfect sickle. Now, watch. What I'm going to do too, I just discovered, I'm going to get some tape. Have it sitting here on the joiner. Wrap a piece on. Now I can get through. What I'm going to do now, see? Of course this is too big. So I'll overlap it down there. Put that to the outer edge like that. Of course on the bottom, this is the top, this is the finished side. Put it on the bottom. Like that. take the electric, put some glue on it, take the air nailer, pontoon, 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 shoot the SOB all the way around. Then I'll put my edge on, whatever type of edge I want to put on here. Put my bottom edge on for whatever type of bottom edge I'm going to put on. And then I'll put a V-groove on, or a bead bit or something, and I'll make some sort of a design right through that groove. Or put a groove right through that joint. And that'll take it away. You won't see it. And what I'll do, I'll position this properly so that here's the grain. So that everything lines up, right? Like right there. Here's the grain, and there's the grain in the little pieces. Cut one of them out this morning off the big piece. And it was sitting there, and I says, oh, I'll fix it. Now I don't have to worry about looking in underneath and see if you can see the edge of the brace that's holding up the legs and all that good stuff. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to mark these as a pair, because these squares are not as yet gone through the sander, and I don't want to put them through the sander with this on there. I think it will ride on the bed okay, because it's movable bed, and I think it'll work, but I don't know if it would, because of the pressure rollers, if it would sag the center just being held on the other edges or not. So rather than putting them over here and putting them on one by one by one, I'm going to have to stack these somewhere and stack these somewhere else, made them up after and put them on after I got my finished sanding coat put on. So no big deal. Okay, I'm going to go over and turn the camera off now. Oh, Jesus, don't quake. Where's Zeke? Turn the camera off. And when I put one of these on later on, I'll get back to you or whatever.